Where's my man at?
He'll be pulling up in the second. In fact, let me call him now.
I look all right.
You look amazing, man.
I've been up since, what time we get up this morning? 2:45.
I was up at 4:45. I was too excited.
You couldn't sleep,
I couldn't sleep at all. Last night. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the King's Collective Podcast, and this is your big goon spoon, Kelvin Wayne, and I am here, y'all, with Chicago royalty. When I mean legend, when a name speaks to me, this is the Michael Jordan of the radio. It's mythological because when I was younger, I would never forget that my family would see you out south and they would come back in the house and tell us, we just seen RAMONSKI Love. Both would be like, no, you didn't.
Stop, man. First of all, I'm honored to be here. The invitation to me is the blessing. Somebody, when they invite you to host a show, to be on a podcast, to make an appearance somewhere, that I'm learning that is the blessing. So I thank you for blessing me today.
I want to tell you that I'm more thankful than anything because I've struggled being inside the podcast world and being inside the media world, and to have you bless me and allow me to do this is amazing. If y'all don't know who he is, it's the Al Capone of the microphone, Mr. RAMONSKI Love. Y'all make some noise! My brother.
And to piggyback on that, you know, I didn't get here. I'm standing on the shoulders of greatness. I'm talking about radio personality.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know. That's all. I've been doing it for 40 years, so I know it upside down, backwards, forwards. I can do it in my sleep, but I'm standing on the shoulders of great people. Herb Kent, the cool gent. I'm just name dropping. Herbie Baby, the Fly Jock, Tom Joyner, Dan Ryanhead, Doug Banks. He has to go all the way to Gary to turn around because his head was that big. Do you understand me? Richard Steele, Richard Pagee. And then I have people who I work with who are no longer here, and I have to give them, because to keep their spirit alive, I have to mention their names. And I do that. Doug has passed away. Yes. Herbie has passed away. You remember a guy named Tornado, Big Daddy, Woo.
Yes, sir.
My main man, Disco Dave. Support, and you know it. So I didn't get here by myself. I'm standing on these guys' shoulders. So I pray that I'm making them proud.
I put it to you like this, man. From brother to brother, from a newbie to a vet, you are definitely making them proud, bro.
Thank you.
You're definitely making them proud. And
thank God for you.
And
thank God for you.
I remember when I first seen you when you came in here, and I was like, yo, do you know who you are? And I don't know if they know. I was in here fanning out. Like, it was like a Tuesday.
Yep.
It was a Tuesday, and I was fanning out, and I was like, and Ed, who not here, Ed was like, Kel got a podcast. He was like, I want to come on the podcast.
No hesitation.
And I fanned out some more.
No hesitation.
Then I said, he said, well, give me your phone, man. Let me get your number. So I ain't finna do all that texting. And it made me feel so personable and so respected and loved that I went to the house and I was geeked up for the whole day. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing. So I want to ask you, what inspired you to get into radio?
Ooh, that's a great question. I was in 3rd grade. Carter Elementary School, 57 in Michigan, in Inglewood. I would run home to listen to the radio because I was so infatuated with the music, the way that the DJs would sound coming in and out of the records. I mean, this was personality radio. This ain't what today's radio is, other reading a liner. This was off the top of their head, just throwing down music back to back. So I'm 9 years old. I said, this is what I want to do. I didn't even say that. Didn't even come out of my mind, out of my mouth. I just knew.
It was stuck in your soul.
I just knew that's what I wanted to do.
Mm.
Is be on the radio. And I'm 63 years old. I was 9 then.
Hey, brother.
And I've been in radio for 40 years.
Black do not crack, brother. I swear,
Thank
oh
you,
Lord.
Can I say this also? We're in the legendary. I used to get my hair cut here for years.
Talk about it.
Big old Oyas Barbershop. Now they started on Harper Avenue. That's how far I go back. Craig.
Yep.
Remember?
Yep.
Big Ed and Oya. So I want to give them a shout out.
If y'all don't know, this is my home barbershop, 1604 East 86th Place.
You getting whipped up after
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Right off Stony Island.
Right
across,
by the Wendy's.
Right across from the Wendy's. And the thing what I love about Oyas is that it's really a family staple.
It is.
Because people that come in here they stop being customers. They become family.
True.
It's been days that I've come in here and didn't even get a haircut.
Just to sit and listen to the conversation.
And I've been in here all day.
We talk about everything.
And I've been in here all day. So, Oyas Barbershop. If y'all need a great cut up, whether you're on the west side or the south side, come over east.
You're going to feel like family.
Over to Oyas Barbershop. Now, today, you and your beautiful, amazing radio station, Omni Radio.
Omni Channel Radio.
Omni Channel Radio.
Yeah.
Y'all just did an amazing event at Chicago Landham, another south side of Chicago staple.
47 years.
In the community. 47 years. And the community showed out for you today, brother.
Thank you. Praise God.
They showed out for you today.
That's all I can say, man.
And within that, how do you, within knowing that you can have people still come out being in 40 years of radio, how do you keep your audience engaged in you?
One word. Well, 2 words. The creator of the universe, one. And then just being me, transparent. I talk about when it's going good in my life, and I talk about when it's not going good. Y'all, most of you guys, if you haven't listened, I'm not on this island by myself. You go through ups, you go through downs. Here's the thing, you got to get back up.
I swear.
You get knocked down, you get back up. And it can happen like in moments. But I went through a devastating, because I thought I was going to be at this radio station forever. I had already put it in my mind. I was doing weekends. God said, hold up. You're not a weekend person. You're not a coming off the bench. You're a starter. We need you on every day. So the Omni Channel is the only black-owned station. Don't get confused by these heritage stations that say that they are black-owned. They're not. I repeat, and I don't even have to mention the names. Y'all know the station that I work for. They're not. They're owned by investors who don't care anything about you, or especially you. All they care about is their bottom line. They play the same 5 songs over and over and over. And I can talk about it because I was there. I was there. I tell the truth.
I was in the car with my lady one day, and I just turned the radio off. And she was like, "Why did you do that?" I said, "We just heard this song 3 minutes ago." She said, "Well, don't do that. Turn to another radio station." I said, "Okay." Turn to the other radio station. The same song was on the other radio station. And I never forget, because me and you met around Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And brother's so dope. Give me your phone. I'm going to put the app in your phone.
Yeah, we're app. You have to download the app. Yeah.
Go get the Omni app. I'm trying to tell you.
Omni Channel Radio.
And
You will not be disappointed.
And I'm gonna tell you what's so dope about it. What I found out was dope about it is that there is, when you get on the app, there's a little record button on the side that you can tap and send a message.
15 seconds.
15 seconds. That's some of the dopest things I ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And I never forget that morning. I'm up. And I'm cooking. I'm in the kitchen. I'm preparing. And you're on the radio. I'm like, damn. I'm like, RAMONSKI did give me the app. And I'm on there. And you said, you didn't remember my name that day.
I messed it up.
But you said, no, you ain't mess it up because you remembered me. That was the whole point. You said, man, yesterday, man, I stopped by Ollie's Barbershop. I used to get my hair cut at. And I met a very funny comedian in there, man. I don't know his name, but that's my brother, and we going to link up. Man, I was in the kitchen like, did y'all hear that? And I was in the kitchen by myself. And I was by myself. I said, hey, and that just shows how you keep your audience and how the community comes out and show out for you, because you don't forget nobody.
I try not to. I try to be as personable, and I'm getting older, so I got to write stuff down a little bit more now. But it's personality. It's customer service. Say you own a barbershop. When that person comes in, you say, "Hey, what's up, so and so?" So you remember the name. When I'm at a party, I see you walking the door. I'm shouting, "Hey, brother Wayne, hey, O's been to several of my events." Soon as I see him come in the door,
and that's when
that lifts people up. I don't know. You might be having the worst day of your life. But when you hear your name on that radio, I know because I went through it because I'm a student of radio. I was at BMX. Doug Banks started me years ago. I was just intern, 408 South Oak Park Avenue. Before that, I heard one of the DJs said my name. I was 10 feet tall, man. I was 10 feet. So I said, I want to make people feel like how I felt when I heard my name on the radio.
Now, going back into BMX and being Doug Banks' intern, what are some of the most memorable things on air that you would never forget?
I got a great story. Angela Winbush. Remember Renee and Angela?
Yes.
It just came out. Yes, still. And she's a breast cancer survivor.
Indeed.
Shout out to all of the breast cancer survivors, men and women.
Yep.
I was an intern. So as an intern, you're a gopher. Go for this, you go for that. I mean, you go coffee, you go whatever they need. So I went and got her coffee. Brought it back. How she liked it. And she gave me a kiss on the forehead. I melted. I melted like it's 100 degrees and that candle was melting. I'm melting. My first crush in radio, Angela Winbush. Angela Winbush, still fine. Still fine.
Cause I just seen an interview with the Breakfast Club, and they had what's his name? The one that plays on Blackish. He's from Chicago.
Anthony Anderson?
No, not Anthony Anderson. The comedian from here.
Deion Cole.
Yeah, Deion Cole.
My man.
And Deion Cole.
I saw that.
And Stephanie Mills came on there.
Yeah.
And kissed that man in the mouth. And you could see this man was wet from his earlobes. From his earlobes.
He called her vintage.
Vintage.
He didn't say old school. He said
vintage.
And that was it.
Now, and with that, because I want to take my chances inside of radio, because I'm deeply inspired by you.
Thank you.
I'm deeply inspired by the Tom Joyners, the Doug Banks, the Herb Kent. I remember being a kid and on Sundays, Herb Kent would come on the radio and they would do the battles.
Yes.
Before it was ever a versus ever thought of.
Absolutely.
That's where you would hear that on V103.
Yep.
What does it take to make a good, a great radio host?
First of all, you have to be true to you. You know, everybody has, I guess, secrets or whatever. You got to talk to people and tell them when it's not going good for you that day, or that week, or that month, or that year. And engagement, because I don't have time to just be rambling, and people don't have time, especially today. They want it right now. So I don't call myself a comedian. Shout out to all the comedians, but I can make you laugh.
Yeah.
I don't call myself a preacher, but I can encourage you. So I got all these in me that come when it's time. And just be true to yourself and be real. I see a lot of people, man, on the radio just because you got a laptop, just because you got you're a DJ because you got. And I'm not busting nobody's bubble. I want you to go for whatever, but be real about it. Be you.
Facts.
I can't be you. You can't be me.
Facts.
I can't be Herb. Herb couldn't be me. Same.
It's all about being authentic.
Absolutely.
It comes down to it. Now, with this being a Kings Collective podcast,
Kings Collective in the house.
Do you think that because I don't look at it like that. I feel like it's all in one in a certain way. Do you think that radio and podcasters are competitors?
No.
Or do you think it's the same field?
Not at all. Well, everything is visual now.
Yes.
Back to the radio days, it was called theater of the mind.
Yeah.
Herb used to do these characters, the Wahoo Man, Jim Shoe Creeper.
Yeah.
You as a little kid would be scared to death, but he was that good. Electric Crazy People, and he would do these skits on the radio. You couldn't see that. So if he did if Herb was still alive today, he would have 1 billion views because of his theater background and doing these bits. So no, it's no competition. It's just another evolvement.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Because everything is visual now.
I remember when I first met Herb, it was at the Phoenix Fest out there in Phoenix, Illinois.
Yep.
And I'm saying, you want to meet Herb Kent? I was like, yeah, come on, where he at? And when you seen him, like I said, radio personalities are like mythological. Like, I just ran past Gene Phillips.
The airman.
And
he ran to you. He said, I want to meet this brother
he called
Wayne,
my
this
name.
comedian. He ran.
He called my name and I turned around.
That's how we are.
And he said, hey, brother. And I was like, man, you a legend. He said, no, you're a legend. I said, I'm trying. He said, keep going.
Don't stop.
So what do you tell the newer radio hosts and the newer podcast hosts? How do they stay grounded and stay focused?
First of all, you got to tap in to your spiritual side. Because I remember when I first started in the radio, I thought it was all about me. Then you get knocked down a couple of times, and you get tired of that feeling, man. You get tired of that feeling. Man, we used to do parties. I did like maybe 3 parties a night. I didn't come in, it was like this, daylight. My lady or my wife, whoever I was with at the time, where you been? First, nowhere. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. You been somewhere. You wasn't here. And I didn't call, so I get tired of that. So then you say, well, let me do the right thing. Let me call if I'm going to be late. Let me let you know where I am. I wasn't disrespecting anybody but me. So we got to be respectful. You got to tap into your spiritual side and become humble. You can't win every fight or every argument. Okay. You're right. But back then when I first started, nobody couldn't tell me nothing. I thought I knew everything, and I wanted to be the Doug and the Toms and, be out there just drinking the whole bar. I didn't want to leave nothing left because that's what they did. So I'm looking at them like, okay, to be like them, I have to do what they do. That's wrong.
But to be like you, I have to do what
man.
I do and do what they don't do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely correct.
So I got I'm gonna drop a few words on you.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to see your thought process on it. See how you feel. We'll drop a few names on you. The first word is Chicago.
The greatest city in the world.
Yeah.
Greatest city in the world. I don't know where you're from. I don't know where you're listening and watching from. Because your city might be the greatest. But to me, it's the greatest city in the world.
World class.
In the world. A lot of people pick out the negative. They pick out the negative, and that's what we do. We always pick out the bad. What about the good? I'm pretty sure 80% good, 20% bad, but that's everywhere. That's why we need God.
I swear. Without him, it's nothing.
It's good, and it's not, I hate to say bad, not so good. That's why you need that source.
Omni-channel radio.
The greatest station in the world.
Yeah.
You can hear us in 49 of the 50 states, 6 of the 7 continents, and 113 countries. because we stream. We're not an internet station. We're on the internet, but we stream. Hulu, Netflix, they stream movies. We
Indeed.
stream radio, Omni Channel Radio. Download the app. Crystal clear, static free. Somebody called me from Bali. A brother called me from Israel, and he was speaking Hebrew. I was blown away. I was blown away. They was listening to me in Israel.
So how would it be possible if the Kings Collective podcast can reach out with Omni Channel Radio and have them become an official sponsor to the Kings Collective podcast?
So we ain't got no money.
No, I don't. No, the thing.
No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
The thing.
I'm teasing.
I don't want no money. I just love the collaboration.
Well, you know, on Fridays,
Yes, sir.
because we do comedy on Fridays. So at 7:45,
I will be on the
you,
radio.
brother. On Omni
Yes,
Channel.
sir. Yes, sir.
Every
On
Friday.
Channel. Every Friday, starting next Friday, y'all will hear.
But we're going to
Kelvin
go
Lane.
live. We're going to live. You bring your cameraman. How
We
about
go live. Okay,
Yes,
better it up.
yes.
Better let's make it happen.
Yes.
What's up? What's up?
Yes. Yes.
God is so amazing. And that's another one word I want to drop on you.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Please drop that. Saved my life. You know it. I mean, you hear it. But to actually know, I don't believe. I know there's a higher power that saved me one day. And now that spirit is maintaining me one day. I mean, maintaining me today. You do maintenance on your car. Take your car, you get oil change. But nobody thinks about that spirit and how it maintains you. Once you realize that it saved you. You can't do nothing without that spirit. Nothing. Nothing. Ty Trippett got a song. You can't even tie your shoe without that spirit.
Indeed.
So it's a big part of my life.
Another name
I can't get out of bed. I had to say thank you because I could have been dead in my grave while I was sleeping.
I'm not gonna lie to you. During the middle of the night of me waking up, if I just so happen to wake up, I thank God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just for that moment.
He said, "Let me touch you, so you can get it right. Here's another opportunity for you to get it right. Because you probably did something, or me yesterday, that was messed up. You probably thought something that was messed up. Forgive me for all of my sins, unseen and seen."
I want to share something with you. So I've been doing, first of all, to all my brothers that's in here, Happy Men's Mental Health Month.
Make some noise, everybody.
Right.
Make some noise.
That's what's up.
And
I
for the
think
last,
we talked about
yes,
this.
sir. And for the last few days, I've been on social media asking my brothers, how y'all doing?
Check
How's
it in.
y'all spirits? Just checking in on them. And yesterday, a homie of mine asked me, how was I doing? And I wasn't honest with him. I became honest with myself. And I said, I don't know, bro. I done been through a lot of death. Like these last few months, I said, and now that I'm pushing this podcast and I got a team behind me, I said, I'm trying to make sure that everything right. And I began to cry. And we have to understand as men, it's okay to be vulnerable. Because if we hold it in, it's not a good feel when it come out. And we have to understand that we have to lead our sons, our nephews, our whole society inside of vulnerability.
Yeah.
Because being hard and having too much pride is what messes you up. If I had too much pride, I wouldn't have been able to ask RAMONSKI Love to be on my podcast. If he had too much pride, he could have said no. If O had too much pride, at first we was going to do it outside. I said, I ain't finna have the mic. See, you call yourself the Al Capone of the microphone.
I am.
I call you the Michael Jordan of the microphone.
Thank you. The GOAT.
The GOAT. The greatest of all time.
But I would never label myself as the greatest. I'm standing on the shoulders of greatness.
See, but that's why you're the greatest.
I'm standing on
because
the shoulders
Michael
of
Jordan never one time called itself the greatest. Everybody else on the outside did. Everybody on the outside did.
And to your point, when you said pride is a sin. This is one of the 4 deadly sins. There's sins, but then there's 4 deadly ones. That you keep that up, that movie ain't gonna end well.
So before we get out of here, my last name I want to give you. RAMONSKI Love.
RAMONSKI Love is the opposite of Raymond Wade, which is my birth name. I remember I used to come home when I was married back in the day, and I didn't know how to shut RAMONSKI off and be Raymond, because it's 2 different. But now I'm merging them together because now I understand it's the same person. It's the same person. I'm a prophet. It's the same person walking. The same person. But I'm RAMONSKI. I'm on the radio. But when people say RAMONSKI, I acknowledge that. Old school people who knew me back in the day, they called me Raymond. I acknowledge that. At church, they say prophet. I acknowledge. So it's the same people. You just got to know when to cut it off and when to be that person. RAMONSKI Love has made me a lot of money, but so has Raymond Wade. Because you can't put the check in RAMONSKI. You got to put the check in.
The check got to be signed. Yeah.
So, also, it's a person who has experienced life when it's good and when it's not so good. So you got to take both at the same. You got to take the good with the not so good. People want to give up when it starts storming. I'm talking about the storms of life, not the raindrops.
The storms.
When the storms of life come, we want to bail out.
I had heard this story.
We want to bail out, yo.
It was this young man and his grandfather sitting on the porch, and it started storming. And the grandson asked the grandfather. He said, "Why is the buffaloes running into the storm?" He said, "Because they know that running into the storm, they're gonna get out of it faster than running away from it."
And on the other side of that storm is victory.
It's victory.
Everything starts with this.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
So you talked about mental health. A lot of brothers have been through some traumatic situations in their life. Traumatic. You really need to talk to somebody. There's nothing wrong with that.
Really
somebody who don't really know you, and because you don't really want to talk to everybody and let everybody know what your situation is. Some people do, some people don't.
Yeah.
But on the other side of that storm is victory. Because it's a saying, trouble don't last.
It don't last always. So I just want to give out a quick story real quick. One day my mom went into a small coma. And I remember coming up to her hospital and playing the radio for her. And I would listen to you on the radio with her while she was asleep. And every day that I left the hospital with her being asleep in this coma, I would tell her, giving up is not an option. One day I came to the hospital, my mother's eyes was open. She said, "You was playing me the radio. We was listening to RAMONSKI Love, wasn't you?" I never forget it. That's why when you came in here that day, I was overwhelmed with emotion. Like, niggas ain't know I really want to cry.
Yeah.
Like, and
you sitting right here.
Yeah. And before I left out the room, I said, "All right, Mama, I'll see you tomorrow." And she looked me in my face and told me that giving up is not an option.
She heard you.
And the whole time, I didn't think she heard me. And I just want to let y'all know, at home, and even in radio, and even in life, giving up is not an option. And y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all here with the King's Collective podcast in Oya's Barbershop.
Yeah, legendary.
Al Capone on the microphone.
Legendary, yo.
Mr. Ramonski Love, and we out.
King's Collective podcast. Get in tune.